Learn English through story. The dark flame. In the heart of a sprawling city known for its towering skyscrapers and ceaseless noise, there lived a man named Victorino. He was a figure of distinction in the world of high finance, respected for his shrewd decisions and feared for his ruthless ambition. Victor had everything one might expect of a man of his stature: a luxurious penthouse, an art collection to rival the finest galleries, and access to every circle of power that governed the city. Yet, there was a darkness within him, a flame that burned low but constant, urging him toward ever greater heights of wealth and dominance. Victor's success had come at a price. His marriage to Lise had long since crumbled, and he had few real friends. His colleagues, though cordial, kept their distance, knowing that his loyalty lay only with himself. Over time, Victor had learned to accept that relationships were liabilities as distractions from the pursuit of his goals. Love, compassion, empathy, these were weaknesses to be exploited in others but never indulged in himself. What drove him was power, and the more he acquired, the more he realized it wasn't enough. But deep in Victor's heart, there was a hidden chamber, locked away for years. This chamber held memories of a time when he had been different, when he had been capable of love, laughter, and even tenderness. But that part of him was smothered under layers of hardened ambition. The dark flame inside him had grown stronger over time, fueling his drive but consuming everything else, and as it consumed, it left behind an emptiness, a void that gnawed at Victor's soul. One evening, after sealing yet another multi-million-dollar deal, Victor found himself standing on the balcony of his penthouse, looking out over the glittering city. He should have felt triumph, yet there was a hollowness that gnawed at him. His life had become a series of transactions, victories that felt more like survival than celebration. The next morning, Victor's routine was interrupted by an unusual letter. It arrived not by email or courier, but in an old-fashioned envelope sealed with wax. The wax bore a strange symbol, an intricate pattern of flames intertwined with dark wings. Intrigued, he opened it. The letter was written in elegant script. Victorino, you are invited to witness something beyond your wildest imaginings. Something that will offer you the power you seek, and the answers you fear. Midnight, tomorrow. The warehouse, District 7. Come alone. There was no signature, just the faint scent of smoke. Victor dismissed it at first, thinking it a prank. But as the day wore on, curiosity gnawed at him. He had dealt with many strange invitations and secretive gatherings in his line of work, but something about this felt different and darker. Against his better judgment, he decided to attend. The following night, he found himself driving through the forgotten industrial quarter of the city. District 7 was a wasteland of rusting factories and abandoned warehouses, a place no one visited unless they had unsavory business to conduct. Victor parked his sleek black car and approached the building indicated in the letter. The warehouse loomed large and silent, its windows like hollow eyes watching his approach. He entered through a side door, finding the inside lit dimly by flickering candles. The air smelled of old wood and ash. Shadows danced on the walls as the flames flickered, creating an atmosphere both unsettling and hypnotic. At the center of the vast space stood a circle of figures, all clad in dark robes, their faces obscured by hoods. They stood in silence, watching Victor as he approached. At the center of the circle was a large, ornate brazier, its flames licking the air with an unnatural intensity, their light casting eerie shadows on the walls. The dark flame. Welcome, Victorino, said a voice from within the circle. It was deep and commanding, with a tone that held both authority and a strange, almost seductive warmth. A figure stepped forward, lowering his hood. He was an older man with silver hair, his eyes sharp and penetrating. I am Lucien, the keeper of the flame, the man said. You have been chosen, Victor. Chosen because you, like us, understand the nature of power. You have spent your life feeding the dark flame within you. Even if you did not know its name. Victor felt a chill run down his spine. What is this place? What do you want from me? Lucien smiled, his eyes glinting in the firelight. This is the Brotherhood of the Flame, a society as old as the city itself. We exist to guide those who have the ambition to seek ultimate power. The flame you see before you is no ordinary fire. It is the dark flame, the embodiment of desire, of ambition, of the will to dominate. It burns within all who seek power, but only a few can truly harness it. Victor felt a strange pull toward the brazier, as if the flames were calling to him, whispering promises of greatness. And what does it mean to harness the dark flame? He asked, his voice steady, though he felt an unsettling excitement rising within him. Lucien's smile widened. It means unlocking the full potential of your desires. The flame feeds on ambition, but it also demands sacrifice. To wield its power, you must give something in return, something precious. Victor's mind raced. He had already sacrificed much in his marriage, his friendships, his humanity. What more could the flame ask of him? What do you want me to give? He asked. Lucien stepped closer, his voice lowering to a whisper. Your soul. Victor recoiled. This is absurd. Is it? Lucien said softly, his eyes locking onto Victor's. You have already given pieces of it away, Victor. Every time you betrayed a friend, every time you chose power over love, every time you allowed the flame to grow within you, you surrendered part of your soul. We are simply asking you to finish what you started. In exchange, the flame will give you everything you desire: wealth, influence, immortality. It is all within your grasp. Victor felt a cold sweat break out on his skin. The flame's heat, though distant, seemed to burn inside him now, intensifying the dark whisper in his mind. It promised him everything he craved, but a small part of him, the part he had buried long ago, fought back, urging him to leave, to walk away before it was too late. Lucien seemed to sense his hesitation. Think about it, Victor, he said, his voice soothing. You have worked your entire life for power, but the truth is you are still a slave yet to money, to reputation, to the fickle whims of those who surround you. The dark flame offers true freedom, the freedom to reshape the world as you see fit. Victor closed his eyes, the weight of the decision pressing down on him. He had always prided himself on his ability to stay in control, but now, faced with the offer of ultimate power, he realized how fragile his control had always been. The flame promised to burn away that fragility, to make him invincible. But at what cost? Suddenly, images began to flash before his eyes. His wife Elise, the woman he had loved once, standing in the doorway of their home, tears in her eyes as she begged him not to let his ambition consume him. His old friends, one by one, turning away from him as he pushed them aside in his pursuit of power. And finally, himself, standing alone at the top of the world, victorious but hollow, with nothing left but the flame. Victor opened his eyes, his heart pounding. No, he whispered, his voice trembling but firm. Lucien's expression darkened. What did you say? I said no, Victor repeated, louder this time. I've already lost too much. I won't give you what's left of my soul. The silence that followed was deafening. The flames in the brazier flared for a moment, then dimmed. The hooded figures remained motionless, as if waiting for Lucien's next move. Lucien's face twisted in anger. Fool, he hissed. You think you can walk away from this? You think you can deny the flame after it has already taken root within you? The flame will burn you from the inside out, Victor. It will consume you whether you like it or not. Victor stepped back, his hands trembling. I'll take my chances, he said, turning on his heel and walking out of the warehouse, his heart racing. As he drove away from District 7, Victor felt the weight of his decision settle over him. The dark flame still burned within him, but its hold had weakened. For the first time in years, he had chosen something other than power. He had chosen himself. In the weeks that followed, Victor made changes to his life. He reached out to Elise, apologizing for the man he had become. It was too late to repair their marriage, but they spoke honestly for the first time in years, and it gave him a sense of closure he hadn't realized he needed. He began to reconnect with old friends, to rebuild relationships that had long since crumbled. The dark flame inside him still flickered, a constant reminder of his ambition, but it no longer controlled him. Victor had learned that true power wasn't about domination or wealth, it was about choice. He had the choice to walk away from the things that threatened to consume you, the choice to protect the parts of yourself that mattered most. And in that choice, Victor found freedom. The dark flame would always be there, tempting him, but it no longer defined him. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed, then please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.